Hello, everyone, and welcome to the F1 Corner. Eddie Jordan, famous ex-team owner and also a commentator at Channel 4, said something that I found a bit funny this week, but after thinking about it, I thought why not discuss it and, see what you guys think about it too. Recently, Jordan said that if it was only if he was in charge of Mercedes, he would fire Lewis Hamilton. And yeah, at first I thought this was quite funny, but thinking about it, it somehow makes a little bit of sense. Before we get into it, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any news surrounding Formula One. So, Jordan would fire Hamilton. Why is that? Well, it's no secret in the last few weeks we've heard a little bit what would be Lewis's demands for a new contract with Mercedes. We heard that it would be somewhere like $50 million per year for 4 years, and also potentially a bigger role at the Mercedes team. Contract and demands that were blocked by the Daimler shareholders of Mercedes. The team is split within three people: Daimler, Ineos, and Toto Wolff. And I'm guessing they all have their own veto that they can give for any given contract. So, why would someone like Eddie Jordan, who's famous, fire Lewis Hamilton, who is such a good driver? We have to admit it, 7-time world champion is nothing to spit on. Like him or not, Hamilton is a good driver and does earn his salary to some extent. But here is what I think. Lewis's demands are maybe a little bit too much for Mercedes, and I don't think it's a secret considering that the Daimler shareholders blocked these demands, these contracts. And personally, I will say I also think it is a big demands for multiple reasons. First, $50 million per year. This is a lot of money, even if the sponsors pay part of it. And with the talks of a potential salary cap within the next few years at something like $30 million, that would be some 20 extra millions that would be taken off the Mercedes budget, which is a lot of money. Secondly, a driver is a driver. He should not have any other role within the team. And I think that because it could provoke some kind of conflict of interest. Even though I'm sure Hamilton can be fair within the team, if he has a bigger role in terms of development or maybe even management, and he is also driving, of course he will try to favor himself. That would be the natural thing to do. He can say the opposite, but I think that to the public eye, it would not seem right. And to the shareholders, this is something that should be going on in their mind. And also, like I said, these demands are pretty high. And the way Eddie Jordan saw it when he spoke about this issue, he reminded everyone of what Bernie Ecclestone said after the death of Ayrton Senna. Even though everyone was very, very sad, Ecclestone said something in the lines of, everyone can be replaced, there will be another one, now it's time to move on. So Jordan would say these words to Lewis Hamilton, and if he's not happy, he can just go to another team or retire from Formula One. And yes, it is funny when you think about it at first, but it does make sense. I mean, if you look at other instances of when a driver was too involved in a team, well, if you think of the rumors surrounding Fernando Alonso at McLaren, apparently, from what we've heard, it was more of a Fernando's team than a McLaren team. Now, they've denied that throughout the years, but we know how influential he could have been. And Hamilton, I have no doubt, is very influential within Mercedes. But he does not need more influence for as long as he is a driver, and no driver, not just Hamilton, no driver should have other roles within the team other than being a driver. If you want another role, get out of the car and go sit on the pit wall, and then you will bring more to the team. But as a driver, you should not have other role within the team. This could bring about a conflict of interest, at least to the public eye. And from what we hear, they're still talking about this contract. Nothing is signed yet. Hamilton is not confirmed as a 2021 Formula One driver yet. But from what we hear, Ineos, the main sponsor, would give in to those demands. The Daimler shareholder is not really into it, and Toto Wolff is somewhere in between. So it's not all flowers and butterflies in the Mercedes world at the moment. And when you think that a guy like George Russell could do, I'm pretty sure, a very good job when you see what he did in Sakir last year when Hamilton was sick with COVID, it could be a very cheapest option compared to Lewis Hamilton. Instead of 50 million, you have a guy that's worth 5 million, and eventually might be worth more, of course, but on the short term, in terms of money, 50 million does not make sense. And on the long term, in terms of drivers, getting a young driver like George Russell into Mercedes would make sense so that he could start making progress there. So it's once again something we will have to follow. The contract is not signed. Pre-season testing starts in less than 2 months, and the season starts in Bahrain at the end of March. So will Hamilton be back on the grid? I'm as eager of you to find out. So thank you everyone for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you again pretty soon when we have more news from the F1 world. Take care.